Good morning, Double T. You know, we bring the Pub and Grub comedy tour to nightclubs, taverns, neighborhood restaurants, and bars all over the country, nationwide, nooks and crannies of America. Double T, these are not comedy clubs. These are not sanctioned comedy venues.
Oh yeah, they're guerrilla warfare, man. It's going to the people and bringing it to where they hang out, places that normally don't get comedy shows.
Absolutely. They've got other things going on. There's a place up in Gillette, Wyoming, Legends Bar and Grill. It actually doubles as a gas station.
Nice. I like that.
We go to the Black Horse Bar and Grill, Winona, Minnesota, Offside Sports Bar, Antigua, Wisconsin, Mount Zion Pub in Mount Zion, Wisconsin. The list goes on and on. Last week, they're usually a lot of fun, Double T. These are places that are clamoring for entertainment. They love when national headliners come to town. But not always.
Oops.
We went to Hankinson, North Dakota last week, a place called Ironwood on Main. And let me tell you, Double T, the report from the comedians, Tyler Corbin and Frank Roach. Frank Roach is actually on America's Got Talent a while back. And they're like, dude, this was a rough one.
What happened?
Well, the text message I got was most of the bar was not happy that we were there and yelling to each other over the comedy. Bar staff made it sound like a similar thing happened last time, too. I'm like, oh, last time? Great. So you knew this was going to be a train wreck and you still booked us.
Apparently people don't like to have a good time there.
You know, it's like, yeah, like it's the Bermuda Triangle of laughter. Hankinson, North Dakota.
You've had experience with that in the past, though. You know, you've probably experienced pretty much anything you can experience at a comedy show.
Oh, Double T. I've done shows where it seemed less like a stand-up comedy night and more like you were the halftime entertainment at a divorce hearing.
See, that would have been interesting.
You know, Double T, you've been to some of these establishments where in the middle of your show, you could have one guy lose his bar tab and another guy lose his teeth.
And they're not related.
They're not at all. I mean, well, they could be. It just depends on where you are. You know,
Right.
I went to a place one time. They're like, oh, the last comedian got a standing ovation. And I'm like, okay, that's a good sign. They're like, yeah, when he finally left. I showed up one time, Double T. I showed up, started hooking up my microphone and everything. And when they saw me setting up the sound, the whole place starts clapping and cheering. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a great night. Then I start doing the act. They start heckling. They start getting angry. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Turns out they were cheering initially because they thought I was the jukebox repairman.
Well, yeah.
I mean, so that's the whole thing, Double T. Most of these places, it's fun, it's exciting. Sometimes you show up and they say they're excited to have you there. And I'll tell you, nothing says welcome to our establishment like a table full of patrons yelling louder than the punchlines.
It's Bar Comedy USA News with Dog, and you've mentioned the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour. How can people find it and get tickets?
Well, hey, if you want to see comedy gold happening out there in the nooks and crannies of Heartland USA, go to barcomictix.com. We've got the full schedule, the Pub and Grub Comedy Tour happening over the next couple of months. You know, if anything, it'll be another story for the books and another reason to double-check these venues. But I would like to say, Double T, even if you can make just one person laugh during a gig like that, it's worth it. Usually.
Oh, yeah.
Usually.
Usually. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, Double T. Talk to you next time.
It's Rockford's home for Classic Rock 96.7 The Eagle. the things you run into.
Yeah, I used to thrive on the chaos and the commotion and the noise. That used to be something that I would sometimes even be part of orchestrating.
Right.
Not all comedians are like that though, so sometimes I feel bad when I get these reports that the comedians had a rough gig.
Yeah, some of them, aren't used to that. They get rattled a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's funny, you mentioned like the gas station or whatever. So one of my buddies that I grew up with, his parents live in North Dakota, and his dad recently passed. So he went up for all the services and everything, and a couple of my other buddies went up with him. And so his dad's memorial was that morning, and that night they had a Queensryche concert at the same place.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's classy.
Very, very classy. Yeah. But fun stuff right there. Well.